The human being is responsible for his or her prosperity and adversity.
The human being alone is responsible for his or her own prosperity and adversity. Through the creational natural laws and recommendations, there is no external blockade or determination which would deny him or her prosperity or forcefully impose adversity on him or her. Fundamentally, everything in this respect lies in the reflecting, striving, and volition of the human being himself or herself. Consequently, there is no external creationally naturally determined event, no situation, and no mishappening, wherethrough his or her prosperity and adversity would be determined. The creational natural laws and recommendations are directed towards the fact that nothing comes out of them wherethrough the inner inflow of that which is good in relation to the thoughts and feelings would be held back. However, if this nevertheless occurs, then it happens solely and exclusively out of the very own motivation and will of the human being. Therefore, in himself or herself, he or she is in every case always his/her own form of all things and impulsations and so forth, namely, no matter what emerges and occurs in him or her, round him or her and outside of him or her. And accordingly, the human being must create that which is good in himself/herself and permit and allow the inflow of this into his or her inner nature. This means that he/she must allow all the impulsations of his or her thoughts and feelings as well as his or her inner modes of behavior to work towards that which is good and positive in himself or herself. Consequently, in an appropriate form, he or she must create and permit inner love for himself or herself in order to fulfill his or her true inner nature, that is to say, his or her creational natural nature. So this entails that the human being is responsible himself or herself for his or her prosperity and adversity, depending on how he or she forms his or her thought-feeling-based impulsations and inner modes of behavior. So it is recommended to him or her to listen to his or her inner voice of his or her creational natural nature and perceive that everything inside must be directed towards a blossoming and growth which, in love, is truly nourishment for the true inner nature. All of this is to be accepted and nurtured by the human being in every conceivably necessary form, whereby the all-encompassing love forms everything. Only once it has been consciously perceived and its wonderful work in everything and everyone and in every form is allowed.
Billy, Simease Silva Star Center, 9th September 2013, 23:45.